And welcome back to the Wednesday Night War. I am your host, Mr. A&E, and joining me is not Deion Sanders for prime time.
Ooh, what's going on, everybody? It's me. It's me, the PRIME.
Yep, and now we're talking about the Wednesday Night War from November 11th, 2020 of NXT and AEW Dynamite. And we have John Gargano trying to break his curse tonight, but along with we have MJF's inclusion into the inner circle. So who won for the night? Well, we're going to get we're going to get right up into that. So we got a couple matches announced for tonight, and we're going to start off tonight with the North American Championship, Johnny Gargano. So Gargano has the Sasha Banks curse when it comes to championship. He wins the championship, but when it comes time to defend the championship, he always loses the championship. So he said tonight this curse is going to be done. So in the ring, he
I
has.
think didn't he lose it the first time this quickly when he lost to Velveteen? Did he lose it in like a week?
I think he might. I think he might have.
Whenever he
I think
lost it,
he
it was like
might have.
way too quick for him to lose it. So that's why I was like, dang, okay.
Uh huh.
Actually, he might have had it for 2 weeks because he was in a feud with Velveteen and he was like him and Ciampa was tag team partners and they both had both belts.
Oh, I gotta look. I gotta probably look back into that, but I think you may be right on that one.
Yeah, because
Well,
I do remember they both had it at the same time when they fought Dream and them at the halftime heat. So it was around that time.
remember halftime heat. So Gargano has his wheel like he did how we have it, and there's different names on there of who's going to spin it, who's going to win this. And there's obviously one scribbled out name. As he spins the wheel, you see the wheel is being manipulated. It's not an actual spin, and it falls on Leon Ruff. Who exactly? Nobody knows who Leon Ruff is. He's a jobber, skinny guy that we see Austin Theory beat up a couple weeks ago. So now Leon Ruff is out here to go get Johnny Gargano. So obviously we knew, honestly, from seeing this, I was like, okay, he's going to beat him down in a couple seconds just to embarrass him. Damian Priest is going to come out, and we're going to continue this rivalry. So that's basically kind of what happened as Damian Priest is actually in the crowd watching Gargano. But then all of a sudden, Leon Ruff hits a crucifix bomb pin on Gargano and wins a 3 count. And Leon Ruff, I'm not even lying to you guys, Leon Ruff is your new NXT North American champion.
Yeah, at this point, I would rather Velveteen. I would rather Kushida. He getting a big push. I would rather Austin Theory. Uh, not
No,
Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes to
Not
the
Cameron
moon.
Grimes. No.
To the
Anybody
moon.
other than Cameron Grimes and Leon Ruff.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying Cameron Grimes, Sheeta, Velveteen. Well, I mean Velveteen. I mean he will suffer, but I mean Cameron Grimes and Kushida were my two picks to probably just take it. But no, this Leon Ruff guy and this man's so skinny, he can't believe he won. Damian Priest goes up there, puts the belt around him, and just falls right down. This man is literally that skinny. It's a
I
joke.
don't know if you've seen the Triple H picture, but he pointed to the title was on the ground, so he had to point it down.
He took a did he do he did a favorite Triple H picture?
Yes.
Oh no, fuck, man.
He did the Triple H picture, and when he pointed to him, the title was still around his ankles. So Triple H is doing like this, pointing down to his ankles.
Come on, man. Look, I as y'all see us on here, we all for our colored men getting the opportunity, but I was not expecting Leon Ruff to pull a 1-2-3 kid. This is more of an upset than 1-2-3 kid.
Yeah, because we don't know who this guy is, and I don't think that was for the title or anything.
Yeah, so and I'm like, there's no way this guy is holding after a week. There's no way this guy's holding after a week.
I think this gives a chance for somebody else to come out and beat him, and then he just starts something new. And Damian Priest and Gargano probably still go, but not for a title.
Yeah, well, Gargano and Priest got to get separated because Gargano blames Priest for the loss. But then that goes right into our next match, kind of like a
You
first
know
and fifth.
what? I think I got an idea, but I'll save it. So
Oh,
I'll save it for
what's the
later.
idea? What's the idea?
It goes into the thing from later, so I'll just save it.
Okay. NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar takes on Jake Atlas for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. So this matchup was all right. I'm kind of actually tired of seeing the Jake Atlas Escobar kind of rivalry going on. I'm like, I kind of want to bring Swerve back in here and see if he can get the
Hey, wait a minute. This is like their first match, honestly.
Well, they didn't have one at Halloween.
You ready to see Swerve come back already?
Okay, well, I mean, I like Swerve.
Okay, look, I like Swerve too, but he literally fought Swerve like 10 weeks in a row almost.
It wasn't that many times. And
Yes,
Jake Atlas,
he fought him. He fought him. He fought him with two different partners, and then he fought him singles. Next week he fought him. He had two separate partners. Then he fought him again. Then he had two other separate partners.
Okay, and the Jake Atlas, he fought him at Halloween Havoc, and I was like, well, I know where this is going to go. After Atlas tries to do the cartwheel DDT from the top rope, Escobar grabs him and gives him a double underhook, not kind of like a DDT, but he comes down on his knee.
So let me ask you a question real quick.
Uh-huh.
Is 205 Live just superstar, like WWE Superstars, the main event for the Cruiserweights?
That's what it's looking like right now,
okay.
Because 205 Live ain't now. First of all, I don't even still doing 205 Live.
Yes, they are, like, because I see
doing it if NXT got two Cruiserweight Championship.
I see like people like Mansoor still on there, so I was like, what are they fighting for? Like, all right,
you don't need them shows, but I know they try to get some of these cats exposed.
They really don't need these shows during quarantine though. Like, just let them go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's already bad up the shit you're doing.
Really wasting these time. And the people who go to the Thunderdome, like, yeah, I'm gonna be on SmackDown. I'm gonna be on Raw. No, you're on Superstars or you're on Main Event.
Yep, that's basically what it's gonna be.
Terrible.
We have Dexter Loomis is in the back at the Santos wins, drawing a zombie chasing Cameron Grimes, zombie referee chasing Cameron Grimes, and Raquel Gonzalez walked to the ring to get ready for her match with Xia Li, who called her out last week. So when we come back, we're looking. Shotzi Blackheart already comes back and says she's looking to kick Candice's ass for what happened last week, and then we go to Raquel Gonzalez versus Xia Li. So Gonzalez in the ring, she's ready. Xia Li doesn't come out. Boa comes out, and he stands and says that she isn't here and they won't have their match. And then Raquel screams, she called me out and starts beating up Boa. He said, I'm really sorry. And Boa's really selling for her. He goes and gets tossed on the outside. Then gets a one-arm power bomb by Raquel Gonzalez. And then she walks off. But then Boa comes, and then there's a video of a white dragon that comes like across the Thunderdome screens and everything. And this mysterious guy walks down and puts a letter in Boa's hand and puts a marking on the back of his hand. So we're really getting a very cultural Chinese kind of storyline here. I don't know what it's leading to, though.
I wait till off the air.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you know what's going on here?
No, what is ignorant, so I didn't want to say.
Oh, okay. I just say, but I mean, but yeah, I'm just like we're getting into real, kung fu flick movies up here right now. We get really into that territory, and I'm like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know. They're trying to create a stable with Xia Li, or they're trying to repackage her, or like, who are these mysterious people? I don't even know.
Who knows?
I don't even know. So, we get the whole Thatcher student thing. I kind of actually missed this one. But
I miss them every single week because after the first one, I turned.
You don't like the Thatch cast?
Nah, it's just like the Gargano house. It's like, why?
Well, Tony's going against Candice LeRae, cake back there.
All right, let me tell you. The cameraman and this entrance is doing his thing.
You're right.
It's like he has almost the best camera work besides the cameraman for the Beautiful People when they used to come out. It's like,
hello.
I know you remember them entrances where the cameraman used to be, where they used to get all the close shot.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he do all that. He said, "Fuck, I'm working overtime tonight. Who cares?" Pretty good matchup by these two. Candice goes for a moonsault. Storm gets out the way, hits a headbutt, and then Storm lays gives a German suplex to LeRae, but then she takes it to the corner, hits her head on the top turnbuckle, rolls her up with her feet on the middle rope, and pins Toni Storm. So she cheats to win, and Toni Storm is obviously pissed. She goes and starts beating her up, and then Ghostface comes out and starts attacking Toni Storm. Now I can tell. Before you kept telling me, and I'm like, okay, is there people under that
I
screen?
swear I thought it was obvious.
Huh?
I swear I thought it was
Not at
obvious.
Halloween Havoc, it wasn't.
She
But in
literally
this
for two
one,
weeks she was like, "I got your back, Gargano's," randomly helping them win matches, and then she dresses up for Halloween, helps them win the match, and now people's like, "I wonder who it could be." I'm like, it's the same person that's been helping in the past 2 weeks.
well, yeah, I know who was supposed to be upset, but the actual physical person underneath there, well, she comes down and Shotzi Blackheart comes to help also, but doesn't fulfill. Indy Hartwell takes off the screen mask, and it is her. So there you have it.
I like she's getting more TV time though. I like it.
Yeah. Um.
I like that all the not the NXT people, but like all the people that I used to go to live shows and watch them wrestle or watch them sell T-shirts or watch them do the arm wavy thing. They're all doing good now. Like Deonna Purrazzo, every time I went, she was always doing the wand. Raquel Gonzalez always doing like. I'm glad all of them are getting TV time, which is
mm,
good.
yeah, I'm glad.
Especially Bianca Belair. Oh my God, she
Even
started
even
out.
even though I didn't get
Ugh,
my little thickness this week, but it's all
ugh.
right. She had a great match last week.
She'll be there. I'm pretty sure she'll be making an appearance next week or whenever.
Yeah. Next up is Timothy Thatcher taking on Dexter Loomis. For some reason, he ain't ditched the Samuel Shaw shirt, and I'm like, that's very Samuel Shaw with that shirt that he had on, that little tight black button shirt he had.
The pervert shirt.
Huh?
The pervert shirt.
Yeah, the pervert shirt. Yeah, with the little 2-button collar, and then he goes for a spine buster on Timothy Thatcher, but appears to hurt his arm. So of course Thatcher works on the arm of Dexter Loomis, and then he finally gets him down in a crucifix pin, and then he cannot. Loomis is too weak on the arm. He can't kick out. So Timothy Thatcher steals the win here, but we're not done because Cameron Grimes comes out, but then Dexter Loomis sits up and stares at him, beats him down a little bit, but Cameron Grimes guillotines his arm on the top rope, beats him down, puts a sack over his head, and then as they're on the outside, Dexter Loomis goes to the crowd, he reaches for a chair, swings blindly, but misses, and then Cameron Grimes sits him in the chair and gives him the cave in,
Mm-hmm.
which actually did look sick on the chair.
So are they pushing towards a blindfold match?
I hope not. Blindfold matches never work out great. I hope not.
Because when I seen this, and then somebody instantly posted up the gif of Triple H in the blindfold match, and he was talking to the corner, and nobody was there.
God, I
So
hope not.
this is an NXT thing. So maybe that's an NXT thing to do. Um, that's what I feel like it's an NXT thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
They might. Who knows?
Who knows on that? Yeah, you're right. Uh, Gyro Ghetto is pissed off, goes to where Rigo says he calmed down just to throw the match out. And Rigo says no. He says he admitted that he rigged the wheel, but he said this decision stands. Ruff is still the champion. Then we get a little promo for Io Shirai taking on Rhea Ripley, which I thought was happening tonight, but obviously it didn't.
No, it was like she just challenged her. She ain't say next week or whenever. She just challenged her. So maybe on December 2nd, it's gonna have Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai for the championship.
They gotta have something on December 2nd, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
And Chopper cuts a promo, talk about how he's faced a lot of tough guys, see a lot of tough guys, Killer Kowalski, Harley Race, and he runs down the NXT locker room, says that he how he thinks everyone that they think they're tough, but he he's really not. They're really not, and he's the change that the locker room needs, and walks off. So
He's gonna face Finn Balor on December 2nd.
man, look, here you go. Uh it's now time for the NXT champion Finn Balor will address the NXT universe next week. I forgot Finn Balor was injured for a minute. I was like, damn, Finn Balor is a champion.
Mm-hmm.
And they take that away from him, and then we get Pat McAfee and his team get ready to come down to defend the NXT Tag Team Champions against Breezango. So Pat McAfee is on commentary. Pete Dunne sitting on the outside, and then you have Owen Lorcan and Danvers taking on Breezango. Breezango is doing very well here until they get they take out Tyler Breeze and they get Fandango in their finishing move, like that spike DDT that they do off the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they pin Fandango after the
elevated
matchup.
spike DDT, but yeah,
it's a spike DDT. After the matchup, Drake Maverick comes down and tries to start fighting them, but they beat down Drake Maverick. They beat down Fandango and Tyler Breeze, and then they give Tyler Breeze a punt kick right on the announcer like they did Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way Pat McAfee was selling it. And I like this camera thing he does, where it's just like, we're the best four-man group, and he points down to the guys like, you guys suck. So I'm liking the stuff that Pat McAfee is doing.
So I think this is leading to a War Games match.
It has to be. First of all, Undisputed Era has been in every single War Games match since it started.
Mm-hmm.
NXT. Why stop now? So when everybody's cool and come back, it's gonna be all four members of Undisputed Era taking on that four-man group, and then Undisputed Era is gonna win, and then they're gonna be the kings.
You don't know that for sure,
huh?
Even I think they're gonna win, but you don't know that for sure.
Oh, I mean, you're right, because Pat McAfee could get a win in. He could steal a win, and they could pin. I don't know, probably Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby.
I think Undisputed Era will win just to show unity. But for some reason, I think Pete Dunne might take the North American title from Leon Ruff, because like that's just a mean dude that would take away Leon Ruff's dreams, you know.
And then the group will all have championships.
Yeah,
it's good to have a group to have, like, because they tried to do that with the Hurt Business on Raw, so it's good to have a group that got championships, kind of like Evolution.
Yeah, like I don't think Pat McAfee need a title. He just there to talk. But like, I think, you know, like the good guys, you're like, hey, you know, you won. Like Damien Priest is like, yeah, you won. You know, I think not Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, like, I don't care about you winning. Give me the title, and then forearm to the face, you're down. You know,
you're right.
I just feel like that's a Pete Dunne thing to do. Yep.
Well, guys, that was NXT, and now it is time to move on to AEW Dynamite. So. We are here. That's the first thing after Full Gear that happened this past week, and which could go down as one of the best wrestling pay-per-views of 2020. So we got a strong lineup. We got a bunkhouse match or bunkhouse stampede match. So we're going to good old NWA territory tonight. So a lot of great matches on the card here. So we start off with Brian Cage and Matt Sydal. So,
man, I've been waiting 13 years to see this man on TV again. He messed up with one botch. Not kidding.
No. So
I did hear people saying that though on online, but you know, keep going.
The match here will take that long. Cage dominates here. Matt Sydal goes to time to do a dive, but one of my favorite things is when Brian Cage catches him in like a suplex form and it gives him the drill claw. Game over.
Nobody will ever top to me what Fabian Aichner did. This dude some dude did a moonsault, and he caught him in the moonsault in the suplex and caught him and brought him down with a brain buster. Nobody will ever top that.
I gotta see that.
It was on the house show.
Oh man.
I don't know if you know the dude. He used to be with the company, but he's not there no more. His name's Stacey Irvin.
I heard that name. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, he looked like Corbin Blue. He got an afro.
Oh, yes. What are you talking about?
He literally his moonsault was like a gymnast moonsault, because he was dating the gymnast. I forgot what her name was at the time.
Casey Catanzaro?
No, she's Olympic gymnast, like Olympic gold. not Gabby Douglas, the other one, Simone
Oh,
Biles. Yeah,
gotcha.
his moonsault was like form. Form was everything and nice, and Fabian Aichner called him
Yeah.
around, brain buster. I was like, yo, that's when I started liking Fabian Aichner, and then he wasn't on TV, and then him and Marcel Bartel started feuding, and then they got together, and then it was like, oh, these guys are awesome, still are awesome, but yeah, that and nobody's talking that, not
Nobody's
even
talking
Brian
about
Cage.
that. I gotta find a way to see that. Ricky Sparks cuts a promo after the matchup. I didn't really get to see much of the promo. Next up, Cody Rhodes speaks. Can I just say before we get into what obviously we're going to talk about, can we talk about how Cody Rhodes is an arrogant son of a bitch?
I've been saying this, like he's arrogant, and you know,
Cody
I,
congratulates Darby Allin for winning the TNT Championship, and says he will not be seeking a rematch at this time. Oh, excuse me. I know you can choose your rematches. He said, but there's another loss he would like to vindicate, and he wants a match against MJF. So why are we just jumping across storylines right now? I'm sorry. To me, I was like, okay, now this starting to make a little bit of sense to me at all. But then all of a sudden,
let me tell you, Cody though, I like the role Cody is playing almost because I want to say he almost played it too good because like his character is that he's a good guy who is, I don't want to say turning bad, but he's like a good guy that's being a jerk, but thinks he's still being a good guy.
uh-huh.
So like he
And you're right. He's doing
yeah.
he is doing that role well.
But like I think it's working well, but like because if they turn him full heel, he won't get that same reaction. Because people are like, oh, okay, he's a heel. But if they keep him as a face who acts like a heel who thinks he's the face, it kind of works. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I got a Rolex worth $60 million and this, and you will never be able to have this truck and all this stuff. Just basically bragging and arrogant, but yet still act like he's like for the fans. It's weird. It's a weird character thing, but I like it so far.
So fair enough. As he's talking, we get Jade Cargill, a woman who walks in there. First of all, number one, she's a very pretty woman, and she's ripped to shreds. I mean, she got pack. And I was doing some research on her before we did this. She's a trainer, like a fitness trainer,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's probably why I follow her. I follow a lot of fitness pages. So
yeah, and she comes out now. Uh, Besides her beauty, her looks, and her just incredible physique, she is not the greatest on promo. She obviously was a little bit nervous at the beginning, but they started finding her footing towards the end. She says, Cody calls her the giant killer, but saying, basically comes at his manhood, saying that he's not that big, and then she's basically coming at Cody Rhodes in the ring, and she says, "Well, congratulations for getting your name back, but you didn't have the balls to keep your first name. But there's only one giant killer I know, and his name is Shaq." And I'm like, "Oh, we're not doing this.
oh yeah,
We
Shaq's in training, brother.
we're not doing it." So you already know. I gotta go out as I'm looking for it right now. Brandy Rose comes out. I'm just like, hold on. She ain't gonna appreciate you talking to a man like this. All right? She not gonna appreciate you talking to a man like this. So then what does Brandy Rose do? She come out and she lays this girl. I ain't talking about uh, you know, um, uh, like hitting her or nothing like that. She come out and curse homegirl out. The most personality I've seen from Brandy Rose. I'm actually trying to find verbatim what she said.
I mean, Brandy Rose being black, basically, she being hood
Oh
is
yeah,
like one of her
black
best character promos ever. Is weird, like it's so weird.
black girl magic. She okay, here we go.
When
Let me
she's
see if I
being
can.
nice, Brandy, and yes, I'm Brandy Rose, and I will so. Everybody be like, "Boo, you suck." When she come out there, who you think you talking to? Then that's everybody like,
She
"Yeah."
so Brandy Rose comes out and says, "Who the hell told you it was open night? It was a
Open mic night.
Open mic night tonight, bitch. And she says, don't you ever talk to Cody as my man like that again. She said, she said, your dizzy ass. I was like, yo, she got straight hood on her. Comes out here and we talk about me like that again. And she says, you don't put your name in my mouth. You don't come for me unless I send for you. You understand that? You heifer. And I was just like, what? Now, I didn't say that's not verbatim. Y'all got to go watch the clip because I'm not doing any justice. And then she walks away. Homegirl taps her on her ass, and she does not feel that at all. So Jerry Lynn comes out to like try to break things up, and then here comes Brian Cage shows up and power bombs Cody, and then Starks comes out and he runs. He's beating him up. Then here comes Darby Allin to the ring, uses dumb jacket to clear out Starks. Now here's the thing. He has a splash on the corner on Cage. They leave, right? Mm-hmm. So it looks like somebody forgot their cue. And that somebody is Will Hobbs. Because he comes out with a chair.
Well, CPT.
After everybody left.
CPT.
Say what? CPT. He was like, people time. He was probably looking at homegirl in the back like, So he came late. I was like,
did he come late or was it on purpose? See,
you never know. Like, hey, you said he wasn't going to join Team Taz.
I wasn't, but I hear so many people saying it. Like, I didn't even know it was even a possibility. But I hear so many people saying it as if they've been dropping hints. But I mean, I think he'd be a good addition to it, like a 3-man stable, because Taz can't wrestle no more. Yeah. He could be the mouthpiece. And Will Hobbs like mouthpiece. If at Full Gear when he came out to save Darby Allin, and like Darby's arm was still in the truck, and he actually accidentally ran it over, trying to run after him, I was like, okay, that would have been good storytelling. But nah. Well, maybe it was on purpose. Maybe he was late on purpose. Since everybody's saying it's a possibility, maybe it could be.
So we got Jon Moxley in the back cutting the promo on Kenny Omega. He's one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and he's special too because if anybody can beat Omega twice, it can be him. Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes, and QT Marshall taking on the Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny, who is back, who turned on QT Marshall to run up his credit cards in a bunkhouse match. So
that good old AEW Dark storyline that we didn't get on TV.
Exactly. I mean, like, okay. It's basically, they got the whole Texas style, country style stuff.
All Dustin Rhodes. As soon as you say Texas style, it's Dustin Rhodes.
It is. You got the boots on there. You got to go cowboy. So we get the match here, and it's a bloody matchup. Like QT Marshall gets bloody after he gets hit with a guitar on the outside of the ring, and he got the Crimson Mask on. And then Dustin Rhodes hits like I forgot it was the final curtain on an open chair on the Butcher.
That looked nasty though.
Huh?
I said that looked nasty though.
It did. They try to handcuff Dustin to the ring, but that doesn't work. He goes and gives the Butcher a bulldog off the stage through this wooden platform. And I was like, okay, that kind of looks sick. So then we go back into the ring, and then the Blade is in there. He's busted open. I'm like, damn, all this blood. We didn't get as much blood in the I Quit match from Jon Moxley and
it didn't need that much blood. That's why.
Say what?
It didn't need that much blood. The story was good without that much blood.
Man, man, these guys be spilling pints. All right, this storyline didn't need all this damn blood. QT Marshall sets up a ladder, drops 10 feet to give the Blade elbow, but then
was that only 10 feet?
It probably looked higher than that, didn't it?
It did look higher than that, but I think that was maybe the spot of the match, maybe. Like at least a spot I know they're gonna play it like in the intros or whatever.
Yeah. He hits the elbow to the Blade, but then the Butcher comes and breaks it up. And then Dustin tries to go for a Canadian Destroyer on the Butcher. He don't know how to take it right. So it's kind of like a roll up. It was like this. That looks so stupid.
Was it the Canadian Destroyer or a Code Blue?
Well, he couldn't do anything right. So
Yeah.
That's why it didn't work out. But
Because
QT
the
Marshall,
Cold Blue is like the roll up looking power bomb of Canadian Destroyer. Obviously, it's just a Canadian Destroyer.
yeah, still
So
didn't look good. We got QT Marshall hits the RKO, what she called the diamond cutter on the blade.
I mean, that makes sense because they are in the Nightmare family.
Exactly. So yeah, so it'd be a diamond cut. The way he just hit it was definitely like RKO like and stuff like that. So
You
and
know,
then
off record, Bubba Ray has a nice cutter off record. Just saying.
oh yeah, he definitely does. He definitely does. They had a table set up on outside the ring. The bunny is on the apron. QT hits the blade into her. She falls to the table. She's a table spot, and then Dustin he hits a diamond cutter, and then Dustin hits him with the cowbell. Game over. So good matchup by Natural Nightmares here. So
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
think
got a
Butcher
lot of
and
blood to it
Blade.
though.
Yeah, I think Butcher and Blade strive in these like no disqualification extreme matches. They can do more stuff.
Yeah,
And they look more. I don't want to say more cooler, but like in normal stuff, they kind of normal matches. They don't really look as good as when they do like when they're no rules. Because when they fought the Young Bucks in that one match, and they started like in the butcher's shop, that was creative, a good match. So maybe that's their style. Who knows?
I like this style. I heard that false count anyway. I like that style. All right, so it's time for the induction of MJF and War to the inner circle. So Jericho comes down, and everybody still sings Judas, and Excalibur calls them the Jacksonville Children's Choir. And so the inner circle comes out, but there's no Sammy Guevara. And Jericho's kind of wondering why, but they carry on. So
I mean, he did get
MJF
like
tries not to cry.
destroyed, almost killed. So
Yeah, he tried to cry. He's only been in business 5 years and used his father's loan of $1 million to get there. So he says,
I like that little quote. That I like how they did it too. He was like, I had a small loan of $1 million from my dad, and I was in this world alone, struggling. $1 million, I was struggling. I was like, this
"Yep."
guy.
So obviously, he came from a very privileged place. So then MJF read some poetry. It was a Drake song.
The way that he read it is like, I swear I thought he was gonna like say all the cuss words. He was like, came up. That's all me.
it
All me. All me. For real.
was
Ortiz, like,
funny
you
how
really,
Ortiz was the
yeah.
one he for calling him out for ripping off Drake.
I mean, he will be the one. Jericho probably thought he wrote that for real. Hager probably don't know. Warlow probably know, but he ain't gonna say nothing.
He ain't
But
gonna say
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
Santana Ortiz, he probably was like, "Yo, we listen to Drake, yo, bro. You remember off Drizzy."
Somebody actually put a meme of MJF doing the Drake album pose, so that was nice.
I missed that one. MJ said they also didn't celebrate Chris Jericho's birthday. Balloons fell and everything. But Ortiz is not.
50.
He's not feeling this, and he does not want MJF part of the group. But the Jericho says he's very naive. He says, "Look, if anything happens, it's on me." So, uh, he got him tickets all to go to Vegas. So the whole inner circle is going to go to Vegas next week, but we still don't see no Sammy Guevara. So
You know what? Now I think Sammy was. They must just take a picture backstage. I seen Sammy. They took a picture. Sammy was in the picture,
no,
and
no, no,
everybody
no,
else was
no.
looking happy.
Sammy comes later.
Oh, okay, okay. I was about to say, and everybody was looking happy except Sammy.
Oh yeah, no, Sammy comes later. So Shawn Spears comes against Scorpio Sky, and then everybody was just like, "Yes, that's not a typo." Shawn Spears is 15-2 in AEW. What?
Yeah, they've been saying this for like he's been 15-2 like for a while. They've literally been saying this, but every time he comes out, he doesn't wrestle on Dynamite. He no 15-2 is from Dark.
Well, we do know two of them
He's
losses.
only lost. Yeah, he's only lost to the Rhodes.
Yeah, with that figure four on the back.
yeah. That figure four, and then that weird match he had where he was in his underwear.
Yeah.
With Dustin. Yeah, those are the only two losses he had this whole year. It's crazy to think about, but literally, like, those his only two losses, and all right, cool.
there he's trying to get away from Scorpio. Spears trying to get away from Scorpio the whole night. They go to the outside. He tried to do almost some steps. Scorpio hops over the steps, impressive. Comes off and gives him like a kind of like a punch. The Spears kicked him in the face, and then they go back into the ring. And then Tully gets up on the apron. He tosses like a little metal piece to Shawn Spears, but then he tosses something also to Scorpio Sky. And then Scorpio takes it and throws it, but then Shawn Spears takes his and hits it with Scorpio Sky and wins the matchup. So I'm just wondering, are we getting little hints of a heel turn with Scorpio Sky?
I don't know. Scorpio Sky needs to do something, like really, because I thought it was gonna start pushing him, and then literally stopped. Like, he was doing video vignettes, promos, and all that, and then it just stopped. I think he went on AEW Dark and then start taking off, and then
what happened to SCU?
Nothing. We don't know. Yes. Like nothing. Because I could have sworn they were just wrestling together. Maybe might have been on Dark. All three of them was together, and then randomly they just don't be together, and then they be together, and then they just randomly just don't be together. It's weird. I don't know. They haven't made no full announcements, so I don't know. I can't tell you.
Okay, let's keep the thing moving. We got Kenny Omega is outside talking about how Jon Moxley took his spot as the top wrestler in the world.
You know, just real quick. He's out literally. He's like right in front of the ring. The way that the venue is set up, when you're in the parking lot, you can see the ring from the parking lot.
Yeah.
So like where he's at, if you literally like 2 feet over, you can probably see the whole show. It just, I don't know. I just thought that was weird. They just literally right there in front of everything.
Boy,
the way they got it set up, it's kind of.
Maybe that was a camera mistake.
No, I'm talking about the angle of where they are from the stadium. You can like that part of the parking lot is weird because you can see everything. But I guess it's a good visual just to see the lights and stuff in the back, and then him just like walking away.
Okay, that kind of dope. But now he's going to reclaim responsibility of the best in the world. Tony, Tay Tyone versus Red Velvet is up next. And
Tay Tyone.
How you say your name?
What did you say?
T-O-N-I-T-T-I. Oh, wait, Ted Conti, right?
Yes. Okay,
look. Ringside News got a typo here.
Okay.
They put a T instead of a C. And I'm like, that don't sound right. Tay Conti versus Red Velvet.
It's Tay Conti.
Okay. So they actually had a more competitive match than I thought they was going to have. And they both landed roundhouse kicks, and then at the same time, and then she kicked out the ring. Conti landed a pump kick to Velvet, and then hit the glory special to the knee. I never saw that before for the win. So they said they was partners in the tag team tournament.
Yeah, Anna Jay and Tay Conti was.
Okay.
Weird enough, it's been like maybe 2 or 3 hours since Dynamite went off the air, and I'm tired of seeing Anna Jay on my timeline. All I'm seeing is the attire. I'm like, okay, we get it. Okay, we get it.
Yeah, I'm saying I also want to see Miss J herself. But anyway,
there's also underlying story with Anna Jay trying to recruit Tainara Conti into the Dark Order.
Don't do it.
There's that.
Don't do it.
Which
MJF in the circle of Backstage, and then Sammy Guevara comes up and says, I got your email to say go to the beach. MJF swore he said he sent a second email to tell him to come to the ring. And he said, no, you gave me one email. But then he says, look, I promise you I sent you a second email, but here's your ticket. You're going to go to Vegas. And then for some reason, I think that Sammy Guevara's ticket is not going to go to Vegas with everybody else. Because next week, we're going to see them in Vegas. And then he gave him the ticket to Vegas, but the question is, I wonder where his ticket actually is going to go. Or if this is going to be going towards the Sammy Guevara face turn.
Okay. Okay.
I strongly believe that. Main event
I
time.
ain't.
We got
Oh,
Phoenix.
we ain't gonna guess. Okay. Cool. So
Oh, no, I mean, we could guess. I'm saying, but I think it's going to be a face turn. I think that MJF is going to either have everybody turn on Jericho, or it's going to be that Sammy is out of the inner circle.
I see
So
a Sammy Guevara and Jericho face turn coming soon.
Jericho face turn, you think?
Yeah. Because he was face at the pay per view, he was playing a lot face to a lot. So if he's not going to be face now, I can see him eventually turning face whenever happens. But I can see Sammy and Jericho in the midst of a maybe I'll turn face mode.
Okay. Phoenix is taking on Penta L0.
Mm-hmm.
So Eddie Kicks is out there to promote the matchup. And once again, good matchup by these two brothers. But this one, they were pulling off each other's mask.
Literally, yeah. You see their
Like,
face and everything. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on? I mean, like,
I think the one in Pentagon was a mistake. I didn't think he mean to pull his whole face out. But since he did, Phoenix was like, well, I guess I might as well take my mask off too then. You know.
yeah, I'm like, damn, I'm like, my man bald or Phoenix, and then we got Pentagon got I know that was his hair and anything like that. I was like, okay, wow, this is I didn't expect this, but there were near falls. It's a great lucha mascot, but this time Pentagon hits a package pile driver to Phoenix on the apron,
Mm-hmm.
then jumps down and gives him a Canadian destroyer,
Mm-hmm.
then rolls him back in the ring and gives him another package pile driver. There should not be no getting up from that. If they did, I would have stopped watching. I'd have like, that's dead. But no, Penta wins, and then Kingston took to the ring, and then he says, "Look, you kick Phoenix, and you don't really need your brother anymore." But then the bastard pack returns, and he's like, "No, you not bring up Death's Triangle," which I did like him and
I mean, come on now.
you don't like Death's
I
Triangle?
think, huh?
You don't like Death's Triangle?
I do, but like, would I rather have a faction of guys that can get two tag titles and one singles title? Would I have a lot of good singles guys? I think they have a lot of good tag teams, so I think I would go with the singles guys for this one. I mean, Pac, Pentagon, and Ray Phoenix are all good singles competitors. I rather add them to my championship division into the TNT championship division. It
Mm-hmm.
elevates that division, and the tag team division is already elevated. We got like 30 tag teams, so yeah. I mean, I personally would want them to be in the championship picture, whether it's AEW or TNT. But you know, that's just me.
I mean, I could agree with you, but it's good to see Pac back. And it
Yes.
looks like we're going to go into. He has a match next week against forgot who they said was going to be like a one warm up match he's going to have, and it's obviously this is leading to maybe at Revolution him versus Eddie Kingston.
Nah, it's gonna be December 2nd, bro.
Is it,
Talk
oh,
about it.
they gonna load that show up because
Yeah, December
I don't
2nd.
know what's on December 2nd, but they're gonna. Well, you know what? WWE said they are bringing back tribute to the troops.
I think that's the 6th.
Okay, so who won for the night, NXT or AEW?
I might have to go with AEW. I'm leaning towards AEW this week.
I'm giving AEW the win tonight, also because first off, I give it to the bunkhouse match. And Brandy killed it for me. She dropped the mic tonight. So yeah, there's no beating that, and we hitting that check. So I thought, and then Pat came back. So yeah, AEW wins it for me. Uh, if you guys listen to us on the podcast, uh, that's the Wednesday Night War, so you're about to move on. But if you listen to us right here on YouTube, watching our video, make sure you post that comments down below who won between NXT or AEW. Hit the like button if you guys enjoy our my review of it and Prize review of it once again. And subscribe for more for this every week from Wednesday Night Wars, right here at NC Studios. So let's get this NC a place to be. Joe Mr. A&D. And not Deion Sanders for prime time.
All right, y'all.
All right. And the Nerd Coalition is out.